Welcome to the regular meeting of the Business, Housing, and Zoning Committee for April 8th, 2025. I'm Oreen Chowdhury, and I'm a member of this committee. I'm chairing today's meeting as Chair Osman is absent and Vice Chair Ellison is away on city business. Before we begin the meeting, I want to remind all members, staff, and the public that these meetings are broadcast live to enable greater participation. These broadcasts include real-time captioning as a further method to increase the accessibility of our proceedings to the community. Therefore, all speakers need to be mindful of the rate of their speech so that our captioners can fully capture and transcribe all comments for the broadcast. We ask all speakers to moderate the speed and clarity of their comments. Colleagues, we will be using speaker management for this meeting, so please make sure you are signed in so you can participate in discussion. At this time, I will ask the clerk to call the roll so we can verify a quorum for this meeting.
Councilmember Rainville.
Present.
Cashman.
Present.
Jenkins.
Present.
Chowdhury.
Present.
Vice Chair Ellison is absent and Chair Osman is absent. There are 4 members present.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum. Before we proceed to the public hearing items on our agenda, we will first take up our consent agenda, which is items 6 through 17. Item number 6 is approving 2 liquor licenses. Item number 7 is approving 55 liquor license renewals. Item number 8 is approving 4 gambling licenses. Item number 9 is approving 4 gambling license renewals. Item number 10 is a resolution accepting funds from the Midwest Arts Conservation Center, the city's public art collection. Item number 11 is approving a rezoning and street vacation for several properties submitted by Hennepin County Facility Services. Item number 12 is approving a small and medium multifamily loan assumption for several properties. Item number 13 is a resolution accepting a grant from Northern Tier Shelter for Minneapolis Animal Care and Control travel expenses. Item number 14 is a resolution accepting and authorizing a grant from Best Friend Animal Society. Item number 15 is a resolution authorizing an animal sheltering services contract with the City of St. Louis Park. Item number 16 is referring to staff and ordinance that is being reassigned a new chapter number in the city's Code of Ordinances. Lastly, item number 17 is setting a public hearing for April 22nd, 2025 to consider a tax increment financing plan for the Snelling Yards Affordable Housing Project at 3605 44th Street East. Are there any questions or further discussion, members? I will call on Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you. I'm wondering if someone on staff, I don't recognize the address 106 3rd Avenue North for a gambling license approval.
Yes, is staff available to come and speak?
Is there someone that would know what building or bar, what that is?
Yep.
Ms. Lingo, thank you very much.
Yes, we'll recognize you, Ms. Lingo. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you, through the chair, Councilmember Rainville. The gambling licenses are processed through the police department, so I will need to look that up and I can get that information back to you.
Okay,
later.
thank you.
Thank you so much. When we have that information, we'll have Ms. Lingo join us up again. Next, I'll call on Councilmember Chavez.
Thank you, Chair Chowdhury, and I just want to show my support for item number 12, the small and medium multifamily loan assumption for the buildings in the Corcoran neighborhood. I want to thank our staff for working really hard on this item, along with the work from the community members in the area that will help stabilize hopefully around 49 units of affordable housing for an additional 30 years and help prevent the displacement of current tenants. So just want to show my appreciation.
Thank you, Councilmember Chavez. Is there any other questions or discussion from members? Okay, seeing no other comments or questions, I'll move approval of the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Now we will proceed to the public hearing portion of our agenda. First off, we have a public hearing for an application from Dexter's for a permanent expansion of premises license. I'll ask Craig Eliason from Business Licensing to come up and speak to this item before we open up the public hearing. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Chowdhury and committee members. I'm Craig Eliason, District Supervisor with Licenses and Consumer Services. And today I'm presenting an application from Dexter's, which is owned by DLI Group LLC, for a permanent expansion of premises. The business is located at 3717 50th Street West in Ward 13. Dexter's is taking over the former Soda Roll space next door to expand its kitchen and outdoor patio in order to accommodate an additional 50 seats. The proposed exterior hours of operation were slightly adjusted on weekdays following the owners' meeting with the Fulton Neighborhood Association. The agreed-upon hours are Sunday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Public hearing notices were sent to residents and property owners within 300 feet of the premises. Notices were also sent to the Fulton Neighborhood Association and Councilmember Linnea Palmasino. We have not received any responses from the community. There are no issues concerning the business or issuance of this license. The Licenses and Consumer Services Division recommends approval of the permanent expansion of premises. This concludes my presentation. At this time, I will stand for any comments or questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I'm going to start by proceeding to open the public hearing. The first speaker that we have on our list is Joe Ross. Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having us. So, yep, we're just looking for a permanent expansion of 50 seats for a patio in addition to the existing patio that we already have. They're going to add planter boxes for some noise mitigation, but everything else is under the regular operations that we're running right now.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. We aren't going to be taking any questions at this point, and I'll ask if there's anyone else that would like to speak in the public hearing. Okay, seeing no one else wishing to speak, I'll close the public hearing, and you could take a seat. Thank you so much for coming up. Are there any discussions from committee members? Okay. Seeing no discussion, I'll move this item for approval. Thank you so much for coming here and coming and presenting. Good luck with everything moving forward. On the motion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Next, we have a public hearing for an ordinance related to creating a state-authorized local registration program for qualifying cannabis and hemp retailers. I will ask Amy Lingo from Business Licensing to speak briefly on this item. Welcome back.
Good afternoon, Chair Chowdhury and committee members. I'm Amy Lingo, Manager for Business Licensing. Today I have for you the next piece in the Minneapolis Cannabis Ordinance Collection, Title 13, Chapter 355, Local Registration of Selected State Licensed Cannabis and Hemp Retailers. I was going to see how many cannabis-related puns I could fit into today's presentation, but I had a difficult time trying to weed them out from the dubious ones, so I decided to go with the more direct and blunt
Really
approach.
good.
That was just for you.
Thank you.
Minnesota Statute 34222 requires certain cannabis business types to be registered by the local authority, and while municipalities may delegate that process to the county, Minneapolis has chosen to register the businesses ourselves. The business types that will be registered by the city of Minneapolis are as follows: cannabis micro-business with retail operations endorsement, cannabis mezzo-business with retail operations endorsement, cannabis retailers, medical cannabis retailers, medical cannabis combination businesses, and lower potency hemp edible retailers. The lower potency hemp edible retailers is what's currently legal now. The registration fees for these business types have been set by the state statute 34222, and all fees shall be set to the maximum allowed. CPED and Business Licensing will also create an age compliance check for those establishments to be completed yearly. Thank you, and stand for any questions or comments.
Thank you so much. That was very bluntly put. I will call on Councilmember Cashman.
Thank you, Chair Chowdhury. I did want to get into the weeds a little bit with this policy, if you don't mind. Just wondering why we chose to, as a city, what's the benefit to us instead of leaving this kind of registration to the county? Why did we want to have this under our jurisdiction?
Through the chair, Councilmember Cashman. The reason why that we would choose to do the registration as opposed, we are the largest city in Hennepin County, and this gives us the control and the knowledge of what businesses are located where. Since we already set forth the time, place, and manner, this further enables us to establish that. It also gives us that ability to do the age compliance verification checks instead of delegating that out.
Thank you. And can you just confirm what the age verification compliance checks will look like?
They'll look very similar to the youth alcohol compliance checks and the youth tobacco compliance checks, where we will create a program to where yearly each establishment is checked to make sure that they are not selling to underage buyers.
Okay, so they will be people will go undercover and make sure that they're complying and checking people's IDs.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Next, I'll call on Councilmember Jenkins, and then we can move into the public hearing. There'll be some more time for discussion there, too.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. Is this discussion time or not?
I'll just say, why don't you ask your question since we
Sure.
started?
I just wanted to clarify that we would be registering businesses that are licensed by the state. Is that accurate?
Through the chair, Councilmember Jenkins, that is correct. The state issues the licenses, then the city approves the time, place, and manner, and then the state has mandated that the local unit of government is to register certain types, and so it is a holistic circle. So they license, and we approve and register, and then we send that approval to the state.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for the presentation. I'm going to proceed to open the public hearing. It doesn't seem like we have anyone willing to speak. If there is anyone that's wishing to speak on this item, seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing, and I'll ask members if there's any other discussion. Good, we got a lot of that out of the way. I do have one question for Ms. Lingo, if you're able to come up. This is less pertaining the specific subject matter, but more so as we take this up and this passes, what is kind of the next steps and expectations that we're waiting on from the state to kind of proceed into licensing local retailers, starting up the registry, all of that.
Thank you, Chair Chowdhury. So what's going to happen next? The Office of Cannabis Management is preparing to start releasing licenses towards the end of the month, I believe what I read yesterday. Once they start issuing licenses, we will start receiving those approval notices, and then we are all set systematically to go. So as soon as the state launches, we're ready to launch, and then we will get them registered and up into the system.
Great. I'll call on Councilmember Jenkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Lingo, have we determined the fee structure for the licenses, and are there different fees for different types of licenses?
Through the chair, Councilmember Jenkins, that is correct. The state has set the license fees for both renewal and initial, and they have stated how much the municipalities can charge, and we will be charging from there. So for example, the lower potency hemp edible retailers, we will be charging $125 for both new and renewals. That is the maximum that we are allowed to charge. The state states that the initial registration fees collected by local government may be $500 or up to half, whichever is lesser. Renewal may be $1,000 or up to half, which is also less. So, for example, I'll find a good one here. The cannabis micro business with retail endorsement, there's no registration fee for the initial. They have set that at $0, and then the renewal is $1,000 a year. The state has set the fees, and we will be going with the maximum.
Thank you.
Wonderful. I'll just say for myself, I think this is really great forward-moving progress. I'm excited that the city is going to just be ready as soon as the licenses come out to kind of support local retailers that might be transitioning and hoping to become dispensaries, and then also newer types of cannabis uses within the city of Minneapolis. So just appreciate all of your work and all of staff's work to getting this ordinance, among many other things related to cannabis, up to date. Really appreciate your efforts, and I'm going to ask Ms. Lingo if you just stay here for just one moment as we get through this part. Seeing no further discussion, I'll move this item for approval. On the motion, all those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Before we move on to public hearing item number 3, I know, Ms. Lingo, you had an answer for Councilmember Rainville, and so just wanted to give the opportunity there to give that answer.
Thank you, Chair Chowdhury. Yes, the answer is it is for Jackson Hole. There was a clerical error, and we wrote avenue instead of street. So it is for Jackson Hole, the gambling.
Thank you. So I'm wondering my question is for the clerks. In order to do this properly, do we have to note that somehow that the wrong address was given? Or maybe it's us for our attorney? I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
I apologize. I missed the question. Do you mind restating that question really quick?
So we voted on a gambling license for the wrong address.
Okay, that'll be fixed before council likely next Thursday, so it's not approved by the full committee or the
Okay.
full council.
Great. I just don't want that business to suffer.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Great.
Ms. Lingo.
Great, thank you so much. All right, next we have a public hearing for a resolution authorizing the land sale of a portion of 1027 Essex Street to SV Plaza LLC. I will ask staff to come and speak to this item briefly for the committee. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Chowdhury, committee members. I'm Emily Stern with CPED Business Development. I'm before you today to seek authorization for the sale of approximately 17,600 square feet of excess city property located at 1027 Essex Street Southeast to SV Plaza LLC, an entity owned by the University of Minnesota Foundation Real Estate Advisors, or FREA for short. This parcel is part of the former location of Huron Boulevard. Huron was relocated to its current alignment as part of Huntington Bank Stadium construction in 2009, leaving this remnant parcel currently consisting of grass lawn with some major sewer lines running underneath it. In 2024, the city's Planning Commission, followed by City Council, approved the vacation of a portion of the former roadway alignment property while retaining existing utility easements. FREA plans to incorporate this parcel into a public plaza as part of the first phase of their planned multi-phase, mixed-use, 3-block redevelopment project called The Mix. Phase 1 of The Mix will include 850,000 square feet of new construction with a minimum of 10 stories. The first building is focused on science and innovation with an aim of attracting companies that collaborate with the University of Minnesota Research to locate close to campus. The Huron parcel will function primarily as public open space as part of this redevelopment, connecting the neighborhood to the university and creating a new destination. The rest of the redevelopment project will be built over the next 15 to 20 years and is expected to eventually total about 3 million square feet of new construction. Staff recommends selling this excess right-of-way property for $1,600,000, which is the price negotiated with FREA that comes close to splitting the difference between the city's and FREA's respective appraisal values. The mixed project will provide community benefits from the roughly 50,000 square feet of public realm space on the property that will link the community north of University Ave to the university campus. It will be programmed year-round, and the first-floor retailers lining the plaza will be intentionally leased by FREA to serve the community and activate the pedestrian experience. The project team anticipates working through the city development review and entitlements process for the first building throughout the rest of this year, and then breaking ground the first half of 2026. Once this land sale closes, the sale proceeds less selling expenses will be deposited into Public Works Permanent Improvement Fund. Thank you all very much for your consideration. I'll stand for any questions now, and I also wanted to mention that there's a representative of FREA in the audience who is happy to also speak to any specific questions about the project itself.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I'm going to proceed to open the public hearing. I don't think we have any speakers that are listed, so if there's anyone that wishes to speak on this item regarding the land sale, this is your moment to. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Are there any questions or discussions from community members? Okay, great. Thank you so much for your presentation. Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve this item? So moved. Awesome. On the motion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now we have a public hearing on an ordinance related to establishing provisions for a sidewalk, cart, and street vending program. I'll ask Amy Lingo to join us again from Business Licensing to speak to this item. Welcome back.
Good afternoon, Chair Chowdhury and committee members. Once again, I'm Amy Lingo, Manager for Business Licensing. On February 4th, 2025, along with my counterpart from Minneapolis Health Department, Cindy Weckworth, and I presented a legislative directive about the concerns relating to unlicensed sidewalk vendors. Today, I'm going to bring to you the key changes in the proposed sidewalk food cart ordinance that have come out of that work. As we stated then, the food code is not within our purview to change. However, we have the ability to address time, place, and manner options within the licensing portion of the code within Title 10, Chapter 188. The map shown here is the current approvable sidewalk food cart map locations outside of permitted events. Currently, sidewalk food cart vendors may look for locations within downtown, which is shown in the green, as well as on specific commercial corridors, which are marked in blue. There are several key components to the proposed draft. Sidewalk food cart licenses currently operate under one license, one cart, one location, but we are recommending changing that to one license, one cart, and up to 3 approved locations. This will allow for greater flexibility for the vendors while maintaining fixed locations. This significantly can also assist in financial burden for those vendors who request multiple sites. If vendors wish to have more than one cart in operation at a time, that would require one license for each. One license, one cart, up to 3 locations. So for example, if I had a license for 2 carts, I could have up to 6 locations and could be running 2 carts concurrently. In an effort to align the sidewalk food cart with food truck ordinance, the hours of operation has recommended to be amended to be changed to 6 a.m. to midnight unless within 300 feet of a residence. Then the hours would be 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. There is also proposed language that would give the licensing official the ability to create a late night operation zone, which may extend the hours of operation for a specific location for a specific time frame. Increasing access. So one of the proposed approvable areas for sidewalk food cart locations would be to amend it from just the downtown core and the commercial corridors to changing it to goods and services corridors. This will increase access to more areas within the city. And as you can see here in this map, the orange lines denote the goods and services. And they are present in every part of the city of Minneapolis. This will give more opportunity for vendors to operate in their community and not just inside the downtown. There is an interactive map available if you want to see more specifics. Other proposals that are up are amending the distance buffer for the Minneapolis Park Board property from 500 feet from a Park Board building to 200 feet from the property line. This boundary is not only more easily measured and more understandable to everyone, it is also in line with the current food truck ordinance. So we put those 2 license types on an even playing field. Licensed vendors may still vend inside of that buffer with written permission from the park board. The map segment shown here shows an example of approvable corridors as well as the distance buffers. Yellow shows 500 feet from K through 12 schools, as is currently in the ordinance. The blue shows the recommended 200 feet from park board property. And then once again, the goods and service corridors are in orange. The standard site plan approval process still applies for any requested vending locations. Business licensing and public works will work together to review the proposed locations to ensure that ADA access requirements are maintained, as well as distance from permanent sidewalk fixtures, sidewalks, and driveways. As is required by the food code, carts must be on impervious surface and may not be on grass or dirt. Location and compliance to operations within the sidewalk food cart ordinance will primarily be enforced by business licensing. The health department will handle all things food safety related. Both of our units are education first, enforcement second, and we will be working on both a complaint-based and proactive response system. Food is an important part of any community, and the proposed changes to this code will allow for greater access for both vendors and their customers while allowing the neighborhoods to thrive in safe and vibrant manners. Thank you, and I stand for any comments or questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lingo. Really appreciate it. I'm going to proceed to open the public hearing. Our first speaker is Martha Izama. You need the interpreter? Okay, we're gonna just hold for a second. Welcome, Martha.
Buenas tardes, señores concejales. Me siento agradecida porque nos hayan recibido para que nos puedan escuchar.
Good afternoon. I am thankful for being here, for you having us here and being listened to.
Venimos con una petición, no sé si es mucha molestia. Hemos estado tratando de emprender, muchos de mis compatriotas, tratando de enseñar nuestros platos culturales.
So our request has to do with our cultural dishes, mine and many of my co-nationals.
A nuestra ciudadanía ecuatoriana y a la vez a más público en general.
Given to the Ecuadorian culture and the public at large.
Y por ende estamos pidiendo de favor que nos escuchen. Bueno, ya nos han escuchado, pero seguimos que nos escuchen y que por favor nos colaboren con las peticiones que andamos pidiendo.
And we're just asking to be heard and your help with respect to the requests that we have been submitting.
Y pues estaría muy agradecida con las peticiones que estamos pidiendo para, pues, primero agradecido y segundo, pues nos sentiríamos gustosos y dichosos de poder expandir nuestros platillos como de Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, entre otros países, platos criollos culturales de nuestros países.
We're very thankful and we just want to expand the range of our dishes from Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, and so on and so forth.
Eso es todo. Sin más que decirles, pues agradecida porque nos hayan escuchado y estén aquí presente, pues vienen más compatriotas míos a pedir, vienen con más peticiones. Muchas gracias.
That's all. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening to us. And there's a couple more people here lined up to speak. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Next we have Erica Luna. Welcome.
Hi. Good afternoon, council members. My name is Erica Luna. I am from Morelos, Mexico. I've been living in Minneapolis for 30 years. Last September, I got laid off of my job for 12 years. And I think passing this ordinance will help maintain a stable job. so it could cover our needs and not just be day by day. I would like you to consider passing this license law for street vendors. We will equip ourselves with resources and foundations to have a stable business for our clients, community, family, and in a way, we will establish stronger relationships with the community and the city economy, while also bringing a bit of our culture to our city. We are willing to work under the ordinance and continue to maintain food safety and our security for our neighbors. Thank you, and I hope you take us into consideration.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, I'll call on Gloria Gonzalez.
Buenas tardes, señores concejales. Mi nombre es Gloria González.
Good afternoon, my name is Gloria Gonzalez.
Soy de México y pues vengo a pedirles de favor que nos ayuden con las peticiones que le estamos pidiendo.
I am from Mexico and I'm here to ask for help with respect to the requests that we're asking.
Ya que soy una persona con discapacidad y en ningún lado me dan trabajo.
I'm a disabled
Y
person
pues de corazón
and
les pido
it's hard to get work
que
anywhere.
por favor nos ayuden para trabajar con la ciudad y no que yo no quiero causar daños, al contrario, yo quiero que
And we
nos
just
ayuden.
Permítame. We just need help in working with the city. We don't want to cause any harm. We just need some help.
Y poder trabajar con ustedes y no causar ningún daño, ya que ustedes nos han abierto las puertas para estar aquí pues mejor que en nuestro país.
Because you guys have opened the doors for us and it's better than in our countries.
Ya que México pasa una situación muy fea y pues no podemos estar allá.
Mexico is going through some serious problems, so we can't be back there.
Por favor, les pedimos que nos ayuden para ver si podemos vender lo que y sacar para comer, pues para pagar nuestras rentas.
So we're asking for help so that we can sell and have a source of income.
Yo no dependo de nadie, soy sola.
I don't depend on anybody. It's just me, by myself.
Pues por favor les pido que nos ayuden.
So I'm just asking for help.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Mitch Gutierrez. Mitch Gutierrez.
Muy buenas tardes, señores concejales. Mi nombre es Milton.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Milton.
Bueno, primeramente agradeciéndoles por su atención y por brindarnos su tiempo.
First, thank you for your attention and your time.
Mi petición es, soy un migrante, soy de Ecuador.
I'm an immigrant from Ecuador.
El motivo de la salida de mi país es por las circunstancias que pasa en mi país.
I left my country because of the circumstances that it is undergoing.
Tuvimos que venir a la ciudad, a Norteamérica, donde se cumplen los sueños para las familias.
So we came here to North America where dreams are fulfilled for our families.
Estoy con toda mi familia acá y mi deseo es trabajar, ayudar al Estado.
I'm here with my family and we only wish to work and to help the state.
En mi país tenemos mucha gastronomía, la cual no se ha dado a conocer en este país.
There's much gastronomy in my country that has yet to be witnessed or revealed here in this country.
Yo creo que si nos podrían dar la oportunidad, podríamos sacar el Estado en adelante con nuestras cosas, con nuestro trabajo.
Given the opportunity, we would be able to help the state with our work.
Pagar nuestros impuestos como buenos ciudadanos.
We would pay our taxes as good citizens would.
Y fomentar mucho trabajo a más personas.
and provide work for other people.
Espero que nos tomen en cuenta y gracias por brindarnos su tiempo
So, yes, thank you for your time.
y que Dios los bendiga. Muchas gracias.
And God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next is Blaine M.
Good afternoon, council members and my council person, Mr. Rainville. Thank you. I've been in business with street food carts for, I lose track after 43 plus years, okay? So I can just kind of lose track. I've been doing it a long time in downtown Minneapolis, and I am so excited about this ordinance. I'm just, it's moving things that have been near and dear to my heart for decades. And I've been maintaining this and providing employment and food in areas where it normally wouldn't be, and people come to downtown Minneapolis and in my area, and now maybe a larger area in Minneapolis, to experience that city, that urban. That's all I can say is thank you for expanding this and changing to the ordinance. I do have some comments on the ordinance. One, I guess, would be just a real quick comment about the umbrella size. This is really little bitty stuff, but 12 inches, we sometimes use it for inclement weather, to help our vendors if it lightly rains or comes in, those kind of things. So consider maybe 18 inches, 20 inches, something like that. Number two comment and a concern would be in downtown Minneapolis, it seems like many times I get pushed out of areas, or if there's an event or something, I get literally moved. Other things take place, the food trucks come in, I get moved out. I have a year-long license, and they just come in for temporary things. I'm concerned about that part of it. Let's see, most of the time I can work things out, other times I'm just eliminated, and I lose business when the busiest time is around. Three, just a concern about ANSI accredited foods, the carts. I really agreed with that. I have carts that were designed by the city of Minneapolis, and I don't know if they've ever been certified.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's your time.
I didn't know I had only times. Okay, cool. Anyway, you get my concerns. You know how to get a hold of me, I think.
You can also submit additional comments to council comment. Our clerks can help you submit those comments to us as well.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And welcome to all of you.
Thank you. Next is Ryan Brown.
Hello, Council. My name is Ryan Brown. I'm only coming here for, I guess, concern. The concern is I'm not against street vendors at all. I think it's, street vendors become food trucks become restaurants. I know many examples of restaurants, Billy Sushi, Smack Shack. Those were all restaurants that started as food trucks. There's others as well. What I am concerned about is, so I run a bar and restaurant in the warehouse part of downtown Minneapolis. And I know that last summer, there was people that were maybe unlicensed, but they would, leave trash on the sidewalks. They'd be standing in front of our door. They'd be standing in front of our business while we're selling food. A business that, we pay a lot of money in taxes. We spend a lot of money making sure that we're doing things properly. And we just feel like it would be better if there was some sort of rule, like you can't operate in front of a business without their permission, or some sort of guidance, just so that we don't have three people standing in front of where we serve food, trying to sell food to people up front, with no consideration for that. At the end of it, we'll be the ones cleaning it up. And, if there was a few issues last year, this wouldn't happen with this ordinance, because these were at like 2 or 3 in the morning, where there was, large groups of people that ended up being, the police had to come interact and, clear the things out. There's been other things that have happened that, especially late at night, where it can create, things that are difficulties for places that are operating down there already. So I just want that to be kind of put into the record, to take consideration of that there's people that operate businesses that sell food and that sell merchandise, and they shouldn't have to have somebody stand out front of their business and sell something that they're selling when, it's hard to operate in downtown already, so. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak before we close the public hearing? Please come on up one at a time, and then after you speak, sign in with the clerks.
Hello, my name is Josiah Henka, and I just want to speak to this ordinance and say that it's a fantastic kind of improvement to supporting really the business 101 of our city, as we intend to support small businesses and even try to reactivate our commercial corridors, our downtown. This is a fantastic move, and I want to express my support for that. And I hope that also with the improvements of this ordinance, that this also helps to really educate and catalyze that ability for people to become entrepreneurs who come here for opportunities to create businesses. And we've seen, or I've seen a lot of success in how many people who have been able to find success through operating food trucks and then to small restaurants. But even a food truck coming in at $50,000 plus to get up and running is a large bar to starting. So being able to continue to support food vendors on the street within our city is a fantastic move forward. And so I just wanted to express that support and gratitude for the work here, and hope that there's a continued push for just educating on the requirements, making it very visible and easy and understandable to anyone in our city who wants to start a business and share their cultural or cuisine that they choose.
Thank you so much, and remember to sign in with the clerks as well. Yes, right over there. Thank you. Welcome up.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name's Sam Gould. I live about a block from Powderhorn Park, and I just want to be here to register my support for the food vendors who, many of them vend within blocks of my home. And I think this ordinance will be a great benefit for my neighbors who choose to vend in the neighborhood. But I'd also like to make the point that I think it's a really great benefit for our neighborhood, both through exchange with the vendors, but the vendors bring life to the street, both through their vending and the people who come to eat their food. And I think we also need to see this as a really low barrier of entry form of grassroots public safety. When there are people on the street, people are looking out for one another, people are interacting with one another. So apart from the economic benefits for the vendors, the benefits of enjoying incredible food, which I have eaten, I think it's a holistic benefit for the neighborhood in full, for people to be watching out for one another. I think we need more instances like this that are not top-heavy, that are about neighbors looking out for neighbors, and I think this is one of those types of mechanisms that work. So I encourage you to approve this. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak before the public hearing is closed? I see a couple hands. Why don't you come up? Yes, welcome. And then if you would like to speak and you put your hand up, please sign in with the clerk so they can get your name on the list. Welcome.
Con todos, muy buenos días, señores de la mesa y los compañeros ambulantes. Primeramente saludando a ustedes y si en algo me equivoco que sepan disculpar. Y
Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize.
Y por mi lado rogaría, señores autoridades de la mesa, aquí en este estado, Ojalá que ayudarían con las licencias para poder sacar un poquito de negocio. Yo soy ecuatoriana.
We're requesting some help with our licensing so we can do some business here. I am Ecuadorian.
Y por mi lado pido mil disculpas. Yo estoy poquito como inválida. Por esa parte rogaría yo que me ayudaran muchísimo y vivo sola, no hay quien me mantenga.
I apologize, I'm somewhat disabled, and I live on my own. I live by myself. There's nobody supporting me financially.
Y no tengo hijos, no tengo nada aquí en este país. Estoy sola, poco inválida estoy. Por esa parte me rogaría a ustedes.
I don't have any children. I'm all alone here from Ecuador, and I don't have any kids, so that's why I need a lot of help.
Y con esa palabrita me despido. Muchísimas gracias. Le agradezco a todas las autoridades.
That's it. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Buenas tardes, señores concejales. Mi nombre es María Diosilina Polacín.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Maria.
Yo me presento, soy de Ecuador y estamos pidiendo unas ayudas para poder salir a vender.
I'm from Ecuador, and we're requesting some help so that we can go out and sell.
Y yo me hablo quichua.
I speak Quechua.
Y nosotros salimos por situación que ahorita que está pasando, por el trabajo, y imagínese porque nosotros estamos acá por no tener, para poder pagar de la renta, por esa razón nosotros salimos para poder vender.
We're here, so we're trying to pay, make our rent, and that's why we try to go out there and sell.
Yo me agradezco con todo lo que estamos aquí presente adelante. Yo me agradezco por representarte para acá. Gracias.
I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, I will call on Cecilia.
Buenas tardes,
Good afternoon.
Señores concejales que han podido escuchar nuestras voces
Council members, thank you for listening to our voices.
Como aquí en Minneapolis nosotros queremos que ayude con las licencias
Here in Minneapolis, we're just asking for help for our licenses
para poder salir a trabajar y para poder pagar de las rentas,
so that we can go to work and we can pay our rent,
para poder para sacar a nuestros hijos para adelante en los estudios,
so that we can help our children along in their studies,
así para poder sobresalir para adelante nuestras familias que estamos aquí en Minneapolis. Ese es pedido de nosotros.
yeah, so that we can help our families here in Minneapolis.
Gracias, no tengo más palabras.
Thank you, that's it.
Thank you. Next is Petra Blas. Welcome.
Hello and good afternoon, members of the council. Thank you for listening to us today. Just wanted to share a bit of my story and why I would love for you guys to take in consideration passing this. I've been struggling with depression for the past 8 years in and out of hospitals. This has helped me to get out there, to face a bit of my fears, and at the same time help my partner with bills, with maybe a 1 week I get to pay for groceries. But it also gives me a flexible schedule to take care of my kids. I have 4 kids, 1 in college, so this would be a great help. We are willing to follow steps and every rule that we get in place, and we are willing to do it. Just need you guys to give us that opportunity and to help us out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, I will call on Jovita.
Good afternoon. I'm a little bit short right now here.
My name is Jovita, and good afternoon, City Council members and Chair. Jovita, I'm a person who's been fighting for many years in different projects and different campaigns, advocating for our community, ourselves as an immigrant. And right now, as we came a couple weeks ago, telling about the story about the vendors and how we met with them, and many of them are facing so much not having job, and instead of be homeless, they decide to fight and go outside and figure it out how to make a little bit money to survive for their families and to bring food at the table for the kids. And education for the kids is super important for every mom. I think every parent wants a better future for their kids, and that's why many of the families, for different reasons that they are here for, they are here for because they want a better future, a better family, and they're looking for these neighbors as a way to improve the economic and to have a better job and create jobs in by creating the businesses. They can create a job for not only themselves, but maybe in the future can create as a restaurant like we have so many on Lake Street. So I'm here to support on the vendors, and I think everybody, it's a human being. Let's work together. Let's pass this ordinance so we can have at least a little bit release this pain for those families who are surviving right now. Thank you so much for supporting, and that's it.
Thank you. That concludes the list of people that I have signed up. Is there anyone else that would like to speak before we close? I see that there might be somebody. Yes. Okay. Welcome.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre se llama María Paulina Las Luisas.
Good afternoon. I am Maria Paulina.
Soy de ecuatoriana y primeramente agradeciendo a Dios y saludando a todos los que están señores de la mesa.
First of all, thank you and greetings to everyone here at Minneapolis City Council.
Y mi pedido es que nos ayude con las licencias para poder trabajar fácilmente y honradamente queremos trabajar con la voluntad de Dios y pidiendo a ustedes, unas autoridades, para que nos ayudes cada paso que nos estamos caminando por nuestras familias.
And we're just here to ask the authorities for licensing so that we can proceed with our business.
Para poder trabajar honradamente para nuestros hijos y para poder estar en este estado y para seguir caminando en este estado, porque Dios nos permitió para que salir de nuestro país a este estado.
So that we can work for our children because God allows us to leave our countries and come here.
Y todo lo que estamos pidiendo es solo voluntad de Dios, que se toque en corazón de todas las autoridades que están presentes en este lugar. Mi pedido es que nos ayude con la licencia para poder trabajar fácilmente.
And we just want to ask the authorities for your support in the licensing, in our licensing, so that we can go ahead and work.
Y que nos ayude, por favor, que toda petición de nosotros que no sea la voluntad de Dios, y para poder caminarnos fácilmente en este país con nuestras familias, con nuestros hijos, y tenemos seres queridos en nuestras familias, para poder apoyarnos a nuestro padre, nuestra madre que están lejos de nosotros, para poder mandar a ellos también trabajando de aquí, para poder mandar, para poder sobrevivir allá en nuestro país también, y aquí también para pagar de los biles, de la renta, de todo.
So that we can help our family, our kids, our parents, people back in our home country, so that we can help them and we can survive and we can continue to live here.
Muchas gracias, que Dios le bendiga.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, and please do sign in with our clerks if possible. The next person that I have signed up is Maria Luz. If anyone else would like to speak, please do sign up with our clerks. Welcome.
Muy buenos días a todos, autoridad, al Mi nombre es María Luz Polacín, soy ecuatoriana.
I am Maria Luz. I'm Ecuadorian.
Mi pedido es un favor que le escuche a autoridades, que sea una licencia para todos los ecuatorianos, porque hay muchas personas que no tienen trabajo, que no pueden.
For licenses for Ecuadorian people, there's a lot of people with no jobs.
Porque hay muchos ecuatorianos no tienen dinero, pagar de la renta, de todo. Mejor a ustedes que me ayuden una licencia, si algún día, primero es Dios, si podríamos poner un restaurante para dar trabajo a ellos, los que nosotros queremos enseñar camino poco a poco.
We need licenses so that we can maybe, hopefully one day, open up a restaurant and give jobs to other people so we can move ahead little by little.
Así como aquí hay en Minneapolis que hay un restaurante, nosotros somos trabajadores de los jefes y nosotros también queremos ser un empresario para poder repartir y dar trabajo a todos los ecuatorianos. Mi pedido es un favor que me ayuden, queremos seguir la regla de ustedes.
So yes, we want to become business owners at some point, and we're just asking for help so that we can follow the rules.
Para no estar amenazados de los policías, mejor muchísimas gracias a ustedes que ayuden. Si ustedes voluntad que ayuden, algún día no va a ser así y vamos a tener más o hacer algún negocios, restaurantes o ropas de vender, lo que sea. Hay muchas gentes que no pase con muchos sin trabajo. Ojalá que ahí pase con trabajos.
So yes, we need some jobs, we need some work so that one day we can sell our food, sell some clothes. But overall, we just need some jobs for our people.
Muchísimas gracias a todos los que están aquí, a los vecinos que del lado del parque. Me agradezco mucho a los vecinos también, que yo conozco mayorías. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you,
Eso
everyone,
nomás es palabra.
for having us. Thanks to the neighbors here, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else that would like to speak before we close our public hearing? Okay. Seeing no one else wishing to speak, I'll now close the public hearing. Thank you for everyone who participated. Members, before we go into discussion, I would like to just bring to your attention just a motion to amend the item before us. It is an update to address language that NCR and REIB together are also working on addressing in terms of updating our codes to reflect disability justice. So changing handicap loading zone to accessible transfer zone, and then handicap to person with disability. It's a really great, tremendous effort that our Neighborhood Community Relations Department and Race Equity, Inclusion and Belonging Department will continue throughout our different codes and ordinances. So I'd like to make a quick motion to amend, and I'll ask for a proper second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, the item has been amended and the motion has carried. First, I'll recognize my co-author on this item, Councilmember Chavez.
Thank you so much, Chair Chaudhry. I just want to thank our staff for the presentation that they gave us and for all their work on this ordinance. It has been a great collaborative effort between our incredible city staff and our council offices, and really excited about the work that it took to get to this point, which has been really great. So thanks to folks in CPED, Health Department, our DCCOs, all our staff that worked really hard on this, including the Ward 12 and Ward 9 offices. And I just want to thank the entrepreneurs that are here today that gave their testimony. Coming to City Hall is oftentimes very inaccessible to many people. And the fact that people came here today to share their stories about why they want to see this ordinance get passed is just really great. I am super excited. I'm asking my colleagues to please move this forward with approval today to the full council to make sure that we can create more access to these food vendors. I think part of my favorite part of this ordinance is that it's going to expand the locations in the city of Minneapolis, making sure that we can go beyond the downtown core. That is something that is going to be a game changer for our city. It's going to create the ability for more of our residents to have access to different cultural foods, the ability for these food vendors to get on their feet, be able to, or get back into a position where they can make some more income. We've heard many stories throughout this process about how folks struggle with rent, struggle with feeding their family, struggle with having an opportunity to have a job and access to a job. And this is just one thing that we can do in the city of Minneapolis to support all our neighbors. And I'll mention that there are a lot of immigrant neighbors who are doing this job and are struggling to find different incomes. And this is one of the ways that I think we can be really supportive in the city of Minneapolis. So again, just want to thank our staff city staff for their work on this. I want to thank our ward offices for working on this as well. I want to thank the entrepreneurs who are here, who have been meeting with us on a bi-weekly basis on Sunday in the mornings to make sure that we can get this into a position to get this done. And I want to thank the Minnesota Immigrant Movement. They have been holding it down in these meetings. Jovita who's in the audience somewhere right there, has been organizing along with Marak, with William, who is in the audience as well, have been organizing with these food vendors, hearing their concerns, their thoughts, like advice, and getting into a place where we can make sure that this can get done. So I know we still have to take a vote, or you all do, because I'm not a committee member, but I just want to at least show my appreciation to staff, to the community members, the organizers who helped get it to a great place. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Chavez. Next, we'll go into our discussion. I'll recognize Councilmember Cashman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did have a couple questions for staff, but first I did just want to give a message to the people who came here today. Gracias por venir aquí y gracias por ser parte de la comunidad en Minneapolis. Ustedes son emprendedores y merecen el apoyo de la ciudad y me emociona mucho ver sus negocios crecer en la ciudad. Entonces, muchas gracias, muchísimas gracias y bienvenidos. So I just said, thank you so much to everybody who came here today. You are entrepreneurs and you deserve all the support of the city, and I really look forward to seeing your businesses grow and trying more Latin American food here in Minneapolis. And then I did have a question for Ms. Lingo. So I am representing downtown and really excited to see the opportunity to have more food available in our public spaces. There are a couple of, there's at least one city-owned property in downtown, and it is PV Plaza. And it's not owned by the park board, it's owned by the city. So can you speak to what will be allowed in city-owned public spaces in this ordinance?
Chair Chowdhury, Councilmember Cashman, they would go through the same approval process for any other public right-of-way situation. So we would treat it exactly as it would be treated if they were on any sidewalk in that area.
Great. So I'm really excited to hear that, and look forward to seeing if folks will apply for permits and sell food at PV Plaza. I think it would be an excellent addition to Nicollet Mall. And then one more public space that I'm curious about, which is the Commons Park downtown. It is owned by the park board, but it's leased and operated by the city of Minneapolis. So what will the rules be there?
Once again, through the chair, Councilmember Cashman. So that process would go the same way as any park board property.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you to the authors for working on this. It's super exciting, so great work.
Thank you. Next, I'll recognize Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you. So I'm wondering, Ms. Lingo, I hate to have you get up and down like this, but have you had input from the park board on changing the length of the distance? Have you consulted with them?
Chair Chowdhury, Councilmember Rainville, we have had conversations with the park board, and they are very appreciative of changing the distance to be measured instead of from a building to the property edge, because that clears up who is responsible for what area, and it makes it much more concise and easily measurable. So we have had conversations with many conversations with the park board over the years.
Thank you. That's excellent. Thank you very much. And then my last is just the gentleman who has a establishment in downtown. I want to read the application procedure that we just approved here, and hopefully it'll reassure you. Each applicant shall include in the application a proposed operating location. The proposed location shall be referred to the Director of Public Works for the approval or disapproval. The Director of Public Works shall not approve a location where a sidewalk cart would substantially impair the movement of pedestrians or vehicles or pose a hazard to public safety. Further, the Director of Public Works shall not approve any location which is adjacent to a bus stop, taxi stand, or within 50 feet of an intersection. So I do believe that would cover your business, but again, you have my card, please feel free to call anytime and I'll discuss this with you. Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rainville. I'm going to move this item for approval, and I did want to just take a second to speak. As one of the co-authors, first of all, major appreciation to our city staff for meeting with me and Councilmember Chavez and our teams and meeting with the local food vendors. Really appreciate that we were able to come together and work hard on this portion of this work, which is the ordinance. We know that there is still more work to be done, but this is a really great start in helping people come to compliance so they can vend in our city, and also creating such a wonderful economic opportunity to the local vendors that are here today that decided to show up and come to City Hall. I know it's not easy to make your way over here to City Hall and then come and speak before City Council members. I just want to say that your voice is heard. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for meeting with me, meeting with Councilmember Chavez, giving your voice to how this policy should be shaped. And I'm so excited for the day that you get to have your own food cart, your own license, and you're selling throughout our city and adding vibrancy to our community. Thank you so much to Yvonne Hernandez and Amy Umanzor Diaz in our offices for their hard work. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Mariano, Michelle Rivero, Mira, Jovita. So many people have been a part of this work. I'm sure I've missed other folks, but I do want to share with my colleagues, this is nearly 2 years, if not more, worth of work to get to this point of figuring out how we can help create license and make a change so we can get here. And I'll just kind of close with this. I am very heartened by the public hearing that we've had today, both from our food vendors who are seeking this type of opportunity to share their cultural foods, to have economic mobility in our cities, to be welcome, but also the folks who came in solidarity in that conversation. It's a really scary moment in our country right now, and it is extremely heartening to see that in the city of Minneapolis, we are doubling down on supporting our immigrant community and saying that efforts that support our immigrant community to be entrepreneurs actually benefit everyone, not just now, but into the future. And it just gives me so much hope, and it gives others so much hope to see the glimmers of what we can be and what Minneapolis is deciding to be in this moment. So I'm so proud to be able to bring this to the Biz Committee. I ask my colleagues for their support. And I also will just say we're going to need a lot more effort and support from community members in making sure that our local vendors are able to be successful. So just out to the public, if there's anyone that would be interested in partnering to make this successful for this type of business incubation to grow, you can reach out to our council offices, and we would love to connect with you. With that, I will recognize Councilmember Chavez.
Thank you, Chair Chowdhury. Just for the public and for the folks in the audience to know, this is the first vote. If this passes today, the next vote will be at the full council meeting on Thursday next week. So just so you know that this is the first part of the process. Next week, it's on Thursday, it would be the final vote. I also want to give a shout out to OIRA and NCR for all their work and working with our neighbors. Mariano has been really great to communicate with many of our community members here, helping facilitate conversations and hearing their perspectives. And I want to at least make sure that I mention that as well, because without the staff that help run our city, this work would not be possible. And again, just thank you all so much for the work. Very happy to be here today, and I'm excited for the work that's going to come after this, because we have a lot to do still.
Absolutely. Okay, we've made it to the committee, and now I don't see any other members in queue for discussion. So with the motion before us, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. With that, the motion carries and the item is approved to go to full council. Thank you. All right, last item on the agenda. Going pretty quick for the Biz Committee, I will say. Lastly, we have a quasi-judicial hearing regarding the license revocation for Duet Coffee and Wine at 11477 Lake Street West. I will ask Attorney Amy Shutt for a brief explanation, and maybe we'll just give it a couple minutes for our chambers to clear. Okay, I'll recognize you, City Attorney Shutt.
Thank you, Chair. This is a statutorily mandated process for a revocation hearing due to an outstanding tax liability by the business. So the typical process that we've seen in several of these coming forward in the committee.
Thank you for the explanation. I'm not sure if the appellant is here in the audience. I don't think they are today.
You do need to open the public hearing.
Thank
to
you
allow
so
that.
much.
Yep.
With that, I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone that's here to speak? Is the appellant here in the audience? Okay. With that, I'm going to close a public hearing unless there's someone here to speak. It does not look like it, so we'll close the public hearing. Members, are there any questions? Councilmember Cashman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to clarify with the attorneys that if we were to move this item forward without recommendation to full council, that there would be ample time yet for them to complete the paperwork that's required to not have to revoke this license.
That is correct, and that's been your typical process with these, is to move forward without a recommendation to allow for that, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make that motion and just hope that we can continue to stay in touch with this business and make sure the paperwork's up to date, because we do not want to have to revoke this license. It's a really unfortunate thing to have to do.
Wonderful. Thank you for making that motion. Are there any other questions or discussion from members? Councilmember Rainville.
Thank you. So I just want to be clear, the license is in question because of back taxes, is that correct?
City Attorney?
That is correct. They have some taxes that they owe to the state, and the state has a mandated process for revocation at the local level when that occurs. So we are bound by state statute for this process.
Understand. I just want to make sure it's taxes, not paperwork. Thank you.
Correct.
Great. Is there anyone else that has any questions or discussion? Okay, seeing no further discussion, we have the motion before us to forward without recommendation. On the motion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. All right, members, seeing no further business before us and with no objection, I will declare this meeting adjourned.